Hey guys, welcome back. We are with the 94 Turbo MR2. I wish I could say we just turboed it, but the car was always original 94 Turbo. So what we did was Gen 4 turbo swap this thing. So if you saw the previous videos, or the last two videos where we basically got this car ready and put the engine in, you'll know it started and it ran. It is in a different position than when it was the last video where it was on jack stand. So it does run and drive. I took it out for a quick spin and so far, no issues. So let me bring you in. Let me show you what's happening in the back of the engine bay here based on what you guys saw and where we are right now. All right, so here we have it. The car is on, it's back on the ground with the four wheels on. So here's the engine bay. Like I said, I did run and drive, took it on the street. So far, no issues. Haven't had one single hiccup or anything to deal with so far. I'm hoping that remains the same, but it idles, it runs, it goes into gear. There's no leak, the coolant is fine, nothing. So nothing really to address at this point. I did install a blow-off valve. When we did it, we didn't have it on, but now we have a blow-off valve on here, so that goes well with the engine bay. Again, whatever. Blow-off valve, if you're into that stuff, with these MR2s, you really don't need to run it. I personally prefer it without the blow-off valve, but this piping came for a blow-off valve, so we just went ahead and installed one. So there it is, guys. Looking really good, looking really clean, as expected. I did replace this cable. I had one from the NE cruise control chassis and it was too loose, so there's a little bit of pedal play. So I just bought one off a Prime and that worked pretty good. So now I have no pedal play and that is fine. But today what we're gonna do, the engine is done, car runs. So we gotta get this car back to the owner. So Uncle Kevin has to come back. He has to get his car. But I don't wanna give it back to him because I have to give it back to him, but I don't wanna give it back to him yet because I'm gonna show you the wheels. These wheels are not my favorite wheels, but he loves them, but the offset is not right for this car. So I'm going to try to fix it. So at least it looks proper on the vehicle. So let me show you what it is that we're going to do today, and we'll get right into it. All right, guys, so this is the issue I'm having right now. If you look at the car side profile, and again, this is different because it has a body kit. The side trims are all removed and it's, deleted, I guess, if that's the proper term. But the body kit really makes the body look wider, but then the wheels are tucked in, so the offset is just wrong, and I hate how that look. It just doesn't look aggressive. I love an aggressive fit where the wheel is basically in line with the fender. So what we're going to do to fix that is I got these spacers. So basically this is like a 25mm spacer. We're going to push this wheel out about 1 inch and it should be flush right here. So again, quick install. You got to get one of these. 25mm, you'll see when I take the wheel off. It's bolted onto the hub, and then you bolt the rim onto the spacer. Now, if you get anything smaller than a 25mm, you're going to have issues because the stud from the wheel is going to stick out right here. I'll show you what that looks like. So if you're not going to go 25mm, I would say you have to go longer studs. So you'd have to replace the studs here, but if you're going to go 25mm, you can just bolt it up to your existing setup right here, existing spindle. So let's get this wheel off, let's throw this on, and let's see what it looks like. All right, so what I was talking about is basically if you get anything smaller than 1 inch, maybe you could get it with a 20mm, I'm not sure, this is a 25mm. This stud, when you slip it over, is gonna stick out through here, kind of like this. So what will happen is if this protrudes when you put your rim on, you can't bolt it on properly unless your rim has a recess inside to allow this to go kind of into the rim. Hope that is clear for everybody, but essentially, anything smaller than a 25mm, you're probably going to have an issue with these studs. So what you'd have to do in that case is replace the studs. So literally take all of this off, knock the studs out, put longer studs in, and then use whatever spacer you want. But in my case, we kind of got lucky because I think this is going to give us the flush fitment we're looking for. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get this done. But as I'm looking inside of here, as you can see what's happening here, guys, I pressure washed this thing, but that just doesn't look good and I don't like to do work like this. So I'm going to actually paint inside here, and then we're going to put this guy on, and then we're going to throw the wheel on. Because while I'm here, might as well just get it done, right? So let me go paint this. You guys will see. This is what it looks like right now. Let's see what it looks like after it's painted. Alright, so we put some flat black paint. Now this is actually the paint I used on the exhaust, so it should be durable. But it looks a lot better. Simple stuff, guys. Again, you know, every little detail makes a difference, especially these pieces with the molded bumper. These pieces are sticking out and they were white, so now with the black is hidden. So that's looking good. So now we can get the wheels on, and here's my spacer. So we're gonna take these bolt nuts that come on it, and we'll just remove them. And then we're gonna throw it onto here. This is what we're gonna use to bolt it to the spindle, and then we throw a wheel on. Okay. So I just threw some blue Loctite on, just as additional safety. I am gonna torque these down to 95 foot-pounds, so they should be fine with or without blue Loctite. But if you have it handy, it doesn't hurt. So just throw some Loctite on it. And just make sure you can get it as centered as possible. The good news is when I put my socket in here, it's going to center these things up. So I always hand tighten everything as much as I can before I use impact tools. So get the thread started, and then you can go busy on your impact. And as you can see, it's off center a little bit, but once you get this thing in, it just runs it up. And I had it in pull reverse. So go back again. Let's try this all over. And there you go. So once you get it in, if you have a socket like mine, it's going to center it up perfectly. Let's run them down first. And then I'm going to break out the torque wrench and tighten these up. This is a moment of truth. We got the spacers on, as you see. Now we got to put the wheel on, and let's hope my measurements work and this thing sits flush. I have a feeling it's going to work, and I think it's going to look great. So let's go. Now these wheels were color matched to the car, so it actually looks really nice in terms of color matching, because you know, sometimes when you got a car, you have different color wheels that are kind of trying to blend with the original color, and it doesn't match properly. I don't know. I don't think it looks good. But in this case, although these are not my favorite wheels, as I tell you, you know, the fact that they are color matched to the car, I think makes a big difference. As good as it's going to get, in my opinion. And just looking at it right now, seems pretty flush. Maybe a little bit of poke, but we got to drop it down first and see how it sits. I think it's going to blend out pretty good, just from what I'm seeing right here. So I'm excited to get it on the floor. Let's get these bolts on, torque it up, and drop it down. And I always torque wheels because, you know, the last thing you want to know is that the wheel fell off because you forgot to tighten this thing up. So in my case, I torqued them and I use 95 foot-pounds. Haven't had any issues so far. So now let's bring it on the ground. Alright, so let's see if I need a straight edge. We're going to use a caulk tube as a straight edge, so let's see, we'll put it up right here. Off by like 2 millimeters, so maybe like a 23 millimeter would work, but 2 millimeters is not going to kill nobody. And what I like about it, I mean, like I said, I think the tire is a little bit stretched or poked because this larger tire is a 245 tire and like a 7.5 inch wheel, so it's poked a little bit. But the rim is actually flush with the fender. When you look at it right here, really goes well with the body kit, so I think that looks good. And overall look, definitely looks a lot better than what it was before, so I am very happy with this. The car is not lowered, so I don't suspect this thing will touch in any way, although it's that aggressive, but I'm happy with the look. Alright guys, delivery day, it's 6:30 in the morning and we're washing this car. It's a new standard. If you're gonna do a build, you gotta wash it before you return it. So I'm gonna wash it. Uncle Kevin is on his way and we're gonna make this thing look shine and clean. Up and I brought my good friend Mr. Raphael
Hi,
for the final inspection. What do you think?
Yeah, awesome. Looks beautiful. I like it. Very nice.
All right.
I like it.
So if he says it looks good, trust me, it looks good because his attention to detail is beyond ridiculous.
It looks nice. Very nice.
Uncle Kevin, the car is ready. Come pick it up.
Here, Raph, hold it. Yeah, at least I'm gonna do something, you know?
Fixed it.
Yes. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Seal.
Alright, Uncle Kevin, so we fixed the leak. Before when I washed it, water was coming in. I adjusted the door, so I think you're going to be good at least for now. So, you know, T-tops, you got to keep working with it, but that's alright. Your window does not leak. Oh, okay. I wish I told him, because I'm working this thing. I'm like,
This is a spare tire, and I couldn't bring it down in the condition it was before. It had like little rust spots and stuff, so I wire brushed it. And I know Ryan would never let me put it anywhere near the car, so I had to make it look pretty.
Perfect. See, guys, it's rubbing off. So John is cleaning his oil pan whenever he changes his oil, and Uncle Kevin is painting everything before he puts it on his car. Oh, you have the thing, the ring. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just the finishing touches, huh? I thought
this part.
that thing I cut it on mine because they're so. I don't know why they made it so long.
I know. Yeah.
It's ridiculous how long they made it.
Yeah.
I like your custom cover that you made. The black thing, it works really nice. Kevin driving his car for the first time in a couple months.
Probably a year since all the work I've been doing. Well,
Yeah.
not me, but
But it's your first time in the Gen4 3S GTE.
yeah, for sure.
Alright, so let's see. He's gonna take it for a spin. Let's see if he likes it. Or what's up.
What's not to like?
12 PSI. So we got 3 more PSI. We can crank this thing up to.
I like this car a lot. I've got a full tank of gas to use up.
But I thought you said, oh, I'm not gonna beat on it. Jeez, you. Is that what you call not beating on it?
That's not beating on it. It's not going to the track.
He didn't ever break it in. He just like, bam.
Hey, I came there and it was running, so I know the engine was warm.
Rich was warm. Okay, got it. All right, guys. So he is satisfied. So now we're gonna head back, and he's gonna take this baby home. My wife, which is the camera person, doesn't want the license plate to show, so I'm putting it in my hand. So don't try to read the license plate number. But it's officially a Bitenan's car because it's finished, and Uncle Kevin is getting it back. So Uncle Kevin, the car is ready. Thanks for trusting me to do it for you.
Thanks for all the work you did. It's amazing.
Yeah, I hope you're happy with it, and I guess it does come with a warranty.
What, driveway warranty? Who said drive it on the driveway?
Alright, but that's a wrap, guys. Uncle Kevin's car is done, so let's see what's next on the channel. Who knows? Probably 2GR build, or maybe Uncle Kevin buys another MR2. Let's see.
That's possible.
Maybe he buys a 2025 MR2.
That's more possible.
Alright, so that's it. That's a wrap for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.